Okay. My mic. Okay, now my switcher's working. That's cool. Good. Okay. So, welcome Andrew Zadoily, welcome Leigh Williams, welcome Angela, welcome Mur Rowley, welcome Lily Rubin, welcome Pumpkin Mars. Let's get some background music. I'm sorry for the 8-minute delay. It's not that the stream is delayed 8 minutes, it's that I started late 8 minutes. Don't worry. I can definitely read the chat. Okay. Where are we at? So, my friends are doing this thing called Ludum Dare. Ludum Dare. Ludum Dare is Latin for give them a game, and it's a 48-hour game jam thing. And so yesterday I recorded some of this stuff. If you go on Twitter, you can see I retweeted some screenshots of them working on it. It's about a little like bug on an alien planet. But the reason I was late is I was about to start, and then was starving and was like, oh shit, I need to eat. And I had leftovers upstairs, so I just grabbed them, microwaved them, came back down. Y'all can listen to this as I scarf down my food, which I'm muting, so. I'm back. So this is the these are some models for the game. So yeah. That probably looped like 3 times over. Let's see. What is this? Can I put my... Yeah, there I am. Here I am. Wait. There we go. Now I know. Wait. That always works. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a Ludum Dare thing. That's cold in here, shit. Keep my hoodie on. So, how's everybody's week been? It's been interesting over here. On Wednesday, was it this past Wednesday? I don't know how time works right now. We did the, I streamed the Pester Quest Jade route. Had my Discord call open. That was fun. What else happened? Jared and I have been recording for a new song, and I might get to that at some point in the stream. They're not really asking me to do any more sound design work, so I'm kind of just aimless. Y'all can steer my spare time for the next 2 or 3 hours. There's just a song about being of the generation we're in and needing to, stomach the willpower to save the planet. I've been chain smoking in a cul-de-sac, but also have been writing again. I mean, pros and cons. I've been doing Sober October, which means I'm giving up, basically things that push my, immediate, mental state one way or another. So no caffeine, no booze. I'm wondering if I should just stop, anything that, is mind-altering in general, because I was taking, a ginkgo pill, before I came down. But I found, 1 or 2 plain Janes, which are these, CBD joints you can get from a gas station, over the past couple days I've been slowly working through those, and I realized, I was I'm gonna take, 1 hit, and then, an hour later, I was like, wow, this is okay. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's not, because the reason I just had, a pack of these laying around, the reason I stopped smoking them was because, I'd get through one whole fucking plain Jane cigarette, and I would feel bad. And so, I took, one, just, burned, the tip off this one the last night, and then an hour later I was like, oh shit, this is how you're supposed to do it. I need to dose. I can't just do it, Apparently CBD, stuff with high CBD is strong. I think CBD is the thing that, pulls you to sleep. But, it's one of those things where, burning something with paper after, almost a week of not is, um, it just, you're more aware, you're more conscious of like the feeling and the sensation. When it's like a habit, when it's constant, you just don't think about it. But like, actually like lighting something on fire and inhaling it, like if you just like observe the experience, it's like there's a lot I'm fucking putting up with to get to this point. There's a whole lot of stuff happening here that's just not okay. And like my body feels it as like pain, and I'm just okay with it. Um, and it's hard to do. I just do it. And like and when it's constant, when it's a habit, you just don't think about it because you're just like in the rhythm of fucking doing it. But like once you have like a break and like a mental break away from it too, and then you like come back to something like that, like really really consciously like observing it. Sometimes you just have this like, what's the point? Like, God. But yeah, I've been I've still been all over the place, but in a relatively narrower space, I guess. So, Ludum Dare actually ends today. I might run the stream until it ends because if they get the game up, I can play it on stream. So, I have no idea what, like, I know. Okay, so there's like a little grid defense thing, and like if you move around, you like plant uh grass, and then like if you kill an enemy on a square, like it gives you like a plant, and then like enemies can come and like eat some of the plants. Um, it's I'm not explaining this super concisely, because it's only been 48 hours, and I've sort of just been like touching base and like making sure I can get shit done. So when I play it, I'll know and y'all will know how it works. So also, fucking Destiny 2 is free now. Destiny 2 is free now. It's on Steam now, and I've been wanting to play it. I got back into Destiny 2 because it was free for like a little bit, like a year ago. Um, and I got into it, and I'm still behind. Um, I there's a whole fucking lot I have to catch up on. I'm wondering if I should just start fucking streaming Destiny. But I don't know if there's a computer around here that can like handle that. My laptop certainly could not. Um, but there's a whole fucking lot on Destiny that I want to catch up on because that game's just pretty. I don't know. I'm not much of a gamer. I just like hadn't played games for like 3 years, but I like Destiny, and I loved. So Halo Reach is my favorite Halo game, and it was built using like the early version of like the Destiny graphics engine. Um, that's massively oversimplifying it. There's a lot of graphical tech from the Destiny engine that they were working on that ended up in the Halo Reach code. But like one of the things that I really liked about Halo Reach is that it stuck to like concept art real hard. I'm just going on tangents because I don't have shit to do. So let's ramble. Let's talk about Halo Reach because Halo Reach is also coming out soon. And I love this fucking game. This is my favorite Halo game. I'm excited as shit. Um, so all right. Also, I need to fix the lights. I totally forgot about that. Let's turn you on. And let's get this up. Yep. Alright. So Halo Reach, It's this really kind of murky. Like when everyone was making games that were like brown and gritty, Halo was still doing bright and colorful. And so they wanted to do like something that was grittier, but they still wanted to be able to like nail the concept art and be able to like control the color palette. And so like the style of this game, ooh yeah, this scene is really good. Wait, give me like big pictures. Hang on. Tools, size, large. I want to see that scene. Oh, this one. This one's also really good. I just want to show you like this game is like that could be concept art. Like that's what Bungie that's Bungie's deal. Like they will like some of that shit in the background probably ripped from the concept art and just put their like uh Bungie was the best at making games look like okay, there's no fucking reason Halo 2 should look as good as it does. It's running on an Xbox. Every other Xbox game that I've seen is like barely above like PS1 level graphics. There's not like Bungie has like they're very dedicated to make it look pretty. And I like when I was a kid, I had this whole fucking thing in my head about like the perfect MMO that I want. And like my whole like aesthetic forever has been like some combination between like medieval, like feudal fucking like high fantasy, but like sci-fi. I've always played with those two concepts. When fucking Destiny was announced and more of this shit, and I love fucking Helvetica New. I'm so bland. But like when Destiny was announced, when Bungie fucking said like, "Hey, we're gonna do an MMO. It's gonna be like fucking WoW, but a first-person shooter," I I lost my shit. And the more that I saw about it, is like all the fucking things that I had in mind from when I was a kid, like three different races, three different classes. It's basically like PSO2, um, but like again, Bungie's gotten a lot of shit for not having story, not having good gameplay. But the thing is, they are dedicated to a specific look and a specific aesthetic, and they are really fucking good at it. Like, um, Bungie has been doing Bungie, since Marathon. Let's find Marathon art. I'm just going on fucking tangents. No, Marathon. Durandal title cards. Yeah, same fucking color palettes, same, this is a little bit loud, but like, God. Yeah, look at these fucking enemies. Look at you. Look at these guys. That's Bungie's been doing Bungie forever. Look at these guys. Oh my god. This and the or I think were the names of these. Bungie really loves bug aliens. They're all about that shit. Anyway. Anyway, I'm really excited about video games right now because I grew up on Bungie games. Let's open that other track that Jared and I were doing. Let's look at that. Let's check that out. What do we got? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm really reverby. Sorry, there's a There's a change in some audio settings here. I had to open a new project. I don't want that to be Voxlite. I want this to be TalkBack. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Alright. And then this can go up. And this can also go up. Okay. There we go. Alright. Oh, no. Right about there. Okay. So, this was originally like an acoustic thing that Jared did, but, here's this. You've watched the world turn to ash since the day that you were born. You kept the cinders in your hands to keep them warm. There ain't no settling for people made of sand. We ain't settlers, we're fixtures of the land. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. We never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here, well before the lot of us existed. But I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. It's right and true, ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it do up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here, well before the lot of us existed. But I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. You've watched the world turn to ash. Yeah, it's basically about all that. Oh shit, yeah. No, the chat was out for the chat was out for a while. I thought I was talking to nobody for a bit. Oh shit. Was there to break? Ludum Dare. I don't know when the next Ludum Dare is. I think it's every year. I'm not sure. It can't be. Maybe it's twice a year? Let's talk about Halo Reach. Makes me remember the animation from Egoraptor. Yeah, Egoraptor's never played a Halo game, I don't think. Like, his view of Halo is that it's like the blockbuster, that's like really big and he doesn't really care about it. But yeah. Also, welcome Thistlerat and Beck Silverstein and Murrowley, Chloe. Anyone MS Cosmo Comic? Yeah. Cameron. All y'all. So, yeah, Jared is taking some time to work on a baseline for this. And Jared wrote this shit. I'm just producing. But yeah, this is about, like being a fucking, growing up in a world that is like over the course of your adult life collapsing. And, the important thing is like, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that. The point is that, we're on this fucking planet. Like, we are the ones who have to do something about it. They're not doing something about it. We need to take the lesson that they don't care, right? So the song's about agency. This song is called Agency. It's about, stomaching the willpower to understand whatever the fuck were the priorities of the past few generations should not be cannot be our priorities. Our priorities have to be, fucking standing up and fixing all of the messes that have been caused as this planet slowly decays. But yeah. Huh.
You've watched the world turn to ash since the day that you were born. Day that you were born, to keep them warm. There ain't no settling for people made of sand. You kept the cinders in your hands.
Let me do a low double on this one.
Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make.
Okay.
Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. We never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here, well before the lot of us existed. But I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. That's right and true, ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise.
Here's the fucking motivation. I want you to picture an ideal future, right? There's 2 steps to this. First is I want you to picture an ideal future, right? Okay. Right? So any idea that you can come up with, you can throw it in the chat, we can talk about it. Any idea. An ideal future. What is your ideal future for humanity? Near, far, like what is the point that you want humanity to get to? Is what I'm asking. I wanna pose this question here. Right? Like, what do you want from reality? I want to read some of these. I'm curious. Give back to the planet. Green guy and Spanx his teenage squad with power. Okay, we're talking about Captain Planet. We're supposed to be talking about the future. Want people to be able to all be happy. But I mean, like, you know, what are some things you want to see? Like, those are some tangible things. I want you to picture, like, what life do you want to be living? What do you want the future to be? Like, this is the 21st century, right? What do you see in, like, the future, right? I'm not asking, like, no, listen, I'm not talking about from where we are now. I'm talking about what is your ideal future? A situation, what is a situation you would see in an ideal future? This is a, like, one where everyone's free to do what they want with their lives without having to worry about the constraints of money or work. Okay, want to live long enough to adopt and raise a kid without feeling guilty of praising them to death like my parents did. These are some personal from-the-heart shit. Eating food that hasn't been poisoned with microplastics. Okay. Society in which people are capable of working together without fighting each other. Which people can respect each other. Future with scientific development as a focus rather than capitalism. I think the future is going to get much better in my lifetime. Okay, yeah, well, here's the thing. It's not with that fucking attitude. We are the fucking future. It's our fucking responsibility now. We're the ones that are becoming adults. All of those things that you fucking think about, all of those things that you see in the future, and here's one thing. Like, when you come up with, like, things that you want, right, to see from the world, that's not something, that isn't really a thing that is, like, you know, like, you have to, like, reach for. It's, like, a lot of this shit's, like, just stuff that, like, you work off of, right? But the thing is, none of that is going to fucking happen if we don't every single fucking one of us, go read up on politics, go fucking get involved, go learn to register to vote in every goddamn local election you can, do whatever the fuck you can to steer this goddamn thing, because we are the fucking adults now. The fucking boomers have been man-children their entire fucking lives, and they have saddled the entire fucking carer of a parent role to us. Anything that you see in the future is not going to fucking happen unless we all, every single fucking one of us, put in a little tiny bit more effort to stay a bit more fucking involved in what is actually helping us to steer us in the right direction. There is a chance. There is hope. But the problem is, nobody fucking cares. People only want to fucking talk about the comfort that they want to see in the future. They don't realize that that future could be 2 to 5 to 10 years away if we just put in the goddamn groundwork to fucking do it. Register to vote. Okay, that's all. And that's fucking good. Spent all summer on a pipeline camp? Yeah. That's the kind of shit we need to... Yeah. That's good. I go out and fucking... When there's marches, I go. When there's protests, I'll fucking, like... I phone bank for fucking politicians. I, like, try to... Like, there's things... I have a lot of shit going on. But there's always these, like, little things that you can contribute. And, like... That's the thing. There's big shit like going and going to huge protests and stuff like that. And that's yelling about it. There's tools within the society to reach in and slowly fix it. It does not happen from the top down. But yeah. My whole thing is like there's times to care about like, you know, I'm saying like I'm excited about video games and shit. But like I got other shit to... The thing is, I don't get to sit down and play video games because there's things I need to do to stay alive every day, right? I think we need to, as a species and as a generation, as every generation under us, I think we all need to like adopt the mentality. Every single fucking one of us needs to adopt the mentality that we need to focus our lives on giving back. We need to focus our lives on doing something for at least a decade or two. Because what the fuck future are we gonna have if there is no fucking planet to live on? If the civilization just totally fucking collapses because the power structures are left to these bumbling fucking idiot elite that, you know, like Donald Trump is a goddamn externality, right? Like, just the fact that there's this many fucking rich people, there is no meritocracy. There's just generational wealth, right? We need to overtake them. Trying to plan out and discourse about a society 3,000 degrees removed from what actually serves to do anything. And that's what yeah, you're talking about... Yeah, talking about it isn't fucking doing anything. There's people that have influence, there's agency, and there is change that can be had. People don't realize that there's some huge, big fucking governmental forces, but it's made up and it's held up by a lot of smaller institutions. Even if the federal government collapses, like, all of that power is going to go to state governments, and then they're going to form their own fucking unions. Like, there's these institutions exist beneath the powers that be, and we're not using them. But yeah. My friend is running for Arizona's House of Representatives. Yeah. That's fucking awesome. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was a fucking bartender in New York. And then a year later became a congresswoman. Like, you don't have to go that far. You do not have to go that far. My life is in one trajectory. And I've gone on about the rant of, like, the things that I'm trying to fucking do with my life. But, like, I think, like, I just want people, anyone who... The thing about this is, you know, I almost didn't go into this, because all of the answers that I was getting back at the very beginning, all the answers I was getting back were these, like, you know, kind of different ideals of, like, when I asked, like, what do you want out of the future? Everyone's like, everyone should be happy. You know, no war. Civilization, all that shit. You know, like, that's good. Because when I was a kid, and you asked, what do you want from the future? Everyone said, flying cars, teleportation, and time travel. That was it. That was the limit of like pretty much every fucking like mind, teenage, elementary school age, otherwise. And like we need to shift. And I think that that shift obviously is happening, especially with people who, you know, have only grown up in the broken part of it. But, you know, I'm, yeah. And the thing is, it's not about shooting from to the very top. It's about working from where you are. There's a lot that anyone can do from where they are, and it's like you just have to know you know, local politics. You just have to know like cities can enact things that make a big difference, even for like their own environment, or if only for their own environment. Like there's ways to take care of the planet. If the planet is decaying, I'm not even saying we could save the planet. If the planet is decaying, we need to be able to make things better. I think the world. I think the end of modern civilization is inevitable, and I think that the thing that we all need to do is prepare ourselves and understand that there is going to be a huge paradigm shift in our adult lives, where responsibilities are going to become very different. And I'm just out here, I'm just out here saying we got to get into that mindset because rubber is going to hit the road in a very very real way very soon. We are in the hockey stick. But yeah. See if there's a food not bombs chapter in your area you can distro or cook for. That also helps too. And yeah, go to those goddamn mom and pop shops downtown. Don't go out to all your super center shit for like all your wares and shit. Hit up some farmers markets. Give some money to some co-ops. Let's just talk about saving the world. I don't want to. I don't. Okay, I don't want to talk about anarchy. I don't. I don't think. I am not for anarchy. I my whole idea is I want to prevent anarchy. I do not want the world to become anarchistic. This is why I'm going off on this tangent. I want people to realize that we are the people that need to create the organization. We are the people that need to like build the new society because no one's going to fucking do it. All anarchism means, the only thing anarchism means is that people with more money and power have carte blanche to abuse and exploit and fuck with anyone beneath them, anyone that they want to, and there is zero hope of defending vulnerable communities. That's the only thing that anarchism means. If people tell you anarchism means anything else, you define it by the externality that they're forgetting. It's that. People who talk about anarchism are either people who, you know, have grown up with only a like violent tyrannical government to them personally, and I understand where that anger is coming from, or they're like just some fucking rich white privileged like want to make people mad kind of like it's not real, it's not feasible. It just means I hate minorities and I don't want to protect them ever, and I wish rich people got all that they want without laws. I don't want to be able to give away with any. I want to be able to get away with anything. I don't want to face any repercussions for my actions. No laws. Please don't touch me. Let me hang out here with all my guns. That's not an appealing fucking system to me. That's ANCAP shit. You don't realize. all anarchism would lead to anarchistic capitalism. The only thing in the way of capitalist systems is government regulation. And without that, the only thing the government is there for is to regulate these systems. If everything was dependent on corporations, that is anarchy. That is technocratic, you know. It's not about no government. It's about finding a government that will actually do its job and serve the people below it. Right, like anarchy would end up just creating a set of rules way worse than the ones now. Yeah, because those rules would be just the people who have the biggest dick and the most guns. I'm a homeless, disabled teenager, my friend. I'm sorry about your predicament, but I can't agree with you about anarchy. We have to change how we run the world so we can function. I don't think our brains are fucked. I think we're building a society that is incompatible with our brains. I think is like we worry about too much. We're so focused on productivity and shit. Yeah, people need some kind of order. People need some kind of basis for community. People go fucking insane if they don't have that. Sorry, I've been reading that book, The Origin of Consciousness and the Breakdown of the Bicameral Mind again lately, which is a mouthful, but it's just, it's making me realize the importance of taming your own fucking, you know, animal. Built into capitalist mindsets, and it's impossible to large-scale reform. Yeah, like, but that is a system that is in place. What I'm doing is passing, you know, my ideas, and you know, my like sense of urgency and philosophy onto a wider group of people, so that more people just get hit with at least one more wave of like fucking like there's ways to do something, and you posting like other suggestions of smaller ways that people can get involved is important. But that's the thing. People need to be able to come together and do this sort of stuff. Once that happens, people systematize it. Once you have those systems, then those are going to build into bigger systems. Inevitably, you're going to end up with a government. But the point is that regardless of what we think about it, shit's gonna collapse. The United States is not going. Mark my words, the United States is not going to last more than 16 years. If it does, we're in the Byzantine Age, and like you will start seeing things chip away at the United States being like, you know, the image of what it was taught to us in history schools. It already, I mean, I mean that in such a way where, like, that's already happened. That's already happened. But I mean that in such a way where, the makeup of the U.S., like states and territories and all that shit, like we're not hanging on to those much longer. You know, our power, we're out. We're on the down and out in America. This is the Byzantine Age, right? We can have some kind of shit, maybe sort of sustainable, but you know, things are gonna go to shit. Things are gonna go to shit. They're either gonna go to shit real hard, or they're just gonna slowly rot and decay. The point is, we can fucking swoosh in and take power, and at least fix what we can after. So that's the United States is a bad idea. Yeah, mostly. The one thing from like, you know, the French Revolution and the United States that is a good value that we should keep is the idea of forming your laws. We don't follow this, but it's what the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence were about forming your laws and your standards and your, nation around ideals rather than ethnicality, location, or whatever. Like, that's something that we need to keep in mind, because we need to be able to separate, like, we need to be able to have a system that can care about everyone, that can be adjusted and allowed to care about everyone. And there is potential for that. Practically, like, de jure, yes, there is potential for that. Practically, no, there's no fucking potential in that in any practical amount of time. So I think, like, we are going to go through a phase of an anarchistic state for a very short period. And probably not short, probably like couple decades, maybe a couple decades. But like, there's going to be a climb out of that, and I want you to all prepare for the climb out of it. Like, we need to understand. We need to understand things are going to get very fucking difficult in the next, 20 years. So be prepared for the climb out of it, is what I'm saying. Yeah, anarchy is it's a temporary state. Let's agree that anarchy is a temporary state. You shouldn't want things to go there, but you should be prepared for them to. I have some huge bags of rice, a bunch of frozen vegetables and meat, and 4 or 5 MREs in my cabinets. Couple bags of oatmeal. Cans of beans. Listen. We get cold snaps here, right? It didn't used to get this bad. Did not used to get this bad. But because of climate change, now there's a thing called a polar vortex. You do not want to be outside. You do not want to be in poor conditions. When the polar vortex comes, it'll drop the temperature to about, minus 20, minus 40 with wind chill. And sometimes comes with snowstorms that wipe out the sun for a little bit. So, fuck, very cold. Very cold. I make sure to have a good amount of prep for if that starts getting worse. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. I don't think it's gonna be a weeks long affair. It was a couple days. It was a weeks long affair more north, but I mean they're more used to that shit. But just I used to laugh at preppers, and now it's this ain't, I get it. It was 120 degrees there in the summer for a while. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Damn. Like and honestly, like the worst outcome that I see, and this is what we need to prevent. Like this is the thing. This is what we need to prevent because the worst outcome that I see is that the 12 cities that vote for corporate Democrats, the 12 20 biggest cities in the US are going to build bubbles around themselves. And then we'll just all be out here frying and freezing. I feel like that's probably where this is gonna head. So let's not go that route. Let's take over. Oh my god, yeah. If you're leaving Denver and moving somewhere else, your standards for how life should be are going to drive you to want to make this place somewhere a better place. Move to Utah. Ooh. Ooh. Good luck. Fuck. Denver to Utah. Sincerely, I wish you luck. That's the one. That's the one where we all did it right. Fuck.
Since the day that you were born, you kept this.
Like, yeah, and like, here's the extent of what I'm talking about. Here's the extent of what I'm talking about. Like, cause I don't know if I made this clear, like, totally clear. Okay. Am I back? I can see the audio is gone. I'm here. Whatever they were saying must have been too powerful. See, I thought when I reset it once that I don't have to fucking do it every time. Like, this just, like, government censorship. Yeah, I'm starting to fucking wonder at this point. God. Political save the world around... All I was saying is, like, like there was a long time ago, not that long ago, like when my grandma died and I was like 21, I realized that like I was the generation that had to be like the adults now. And there's a lot of things that I've been wanting to do with my life, and a lot of ways that I've been wanting to like give back to my community and like the world as a whole. Like I've gone off on the stream before about the idea of I want to start an organization for relocating and building affordable housing, like sort of like dormitory complexes, but with, you know, everything like studio apartments, but like low cost, in more of like a dormitory setup with like common areas and stuff, that would offer vocational training and entrepreneurial mentorship and you know, like people who can help with getting you signed up for, you know, insurance, mental health care, and like, you know, the areas that it's in, like doing all this for relocation services and affordable housing for disparaged queer youth is essentially like people who are too old to be in the foster system, you know, are young adults but do not have the kind of support that someone with like a more supportive family or a better situation would have. I want to set up like at some point in my life, like 30 or 40, hopefully by then, I want to have some kind of thing like that set up. Everything that I do is basically like trying to stepping stone my way to that goal. And you know, it's sort of roundabout. But the volunteer events that we've been doing for the theater and I don't know. My thing is that there's too many people that have grown up in an environment that has not served them to become fully aware of what they are capable of doing. And what the way that I want to give back is by like providing places where that isn't the case. You know, I think for me what was really important for me to figure out, like you know, just to have my own sense of control and sense of self, is having my own space. If you are not in a place where you have had your own space, where you can live, do daily chores and things, being yourself, not having anyone judging you, not worrying, you know, how you have to dress, how you have to act, what mannerisms you... If you can have that space, it frees your mind from so much shit. And I think queer people are in a vulnerable position, relying on couch hopping and friends and found families. You do not know what other people's good graces are going to come with, basically, you know? Like, you don't know what situations you're going to be getting into when you are in desperate situations trying to escape and still trying to find yourself and figure yourself out. And a lot of people can't have the college experience. A lot of people, you know, that can't, you know, afford to just go off to college and have that experience. A lot of people, but, you know, community colleges don't have campuses. And, you know, if you're in the same fucking house trying to get your own job and, like, you're going through another community college, it's essentially another high school experience and you're still not the person you want to be. That's really fucking hard. And so, like, you know, everybody needs their own space and everybody needs their own fresh platform to, like, start themselves. And, like, that's something I care a lot about. Another reason I want to make that be an organization is because, like, I've helped people, you know, like, get into the theater building, which is... I don't want to talk about how stupid cheap it is. But my family has this building, and I just, I'm one of the fucking part of the landlord's family. So when people I know, need help or have needed an escape from like a shitty situation, like I've lined things up so, they could end up here. And the reason that I want to make this an organization because that's fucking exhausting to do as a single person trying to like having my own my own shit to deal with and my own personal growth, having to keep up with all that shit. I don't want to be there for that. And especially people that are still figuring themselves out, still got emotional shit. I'm a human being. I can only take so much. I can't be around for all that shit. I don't want to fucking, but I care about people, and I care about these people, and it's not like, just because I've had some bad experiences, it's like, oh, yeah, everyone who's fucking 21 should suffer. Like, nah. No. I want everyone to be able to eat and be able to build a life that they're comfortable with where they can do the things that they want. Living in a one-bedroom apartment for 6 people for a while. That's hard. See, that's hard. That's just, it's hard. Living in a one-bedroom apartment with 6 people. I can't take being in a convention center, in a convention hotel room with 6 people. I'm just trying to man.
You've watched the world turn to ash since the day that you were born. You kept the cinders in your hands to keep them warm. You watched the world turn to ash since the day that you were born. You kept the cinders in your hands to keep them warm. There ain't no settling for people made of sand. We ain't settlers, we're fixtures of the land. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. We never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here, well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. What's right and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there.
But yeah, the thing that I was trying to get to is that having that drive made me just crank up all the stuff that I was doing, and it made me take care of myself better because I had something to get, I had things I have to do every day. I had something to get up for in the morning, right? I had shit to care about. And that version of me way back when I was depressed and, shocked that I was 21 and had to be the adult now, that was still fucking sleeping in and rolling over in bed, and that was the only fucking, that was the best way to get serotonin from my brain at the time. Everything else was too much effort. I look back on that and I think I didn't have the motivation to realize that I didn't have the motivation to reach for goals. I didn't have the, I didn't have the experience I needed to understand, the gravity of the shit I needed to do. I'd never been in a situation where when push came to shove, I just, I just do it. And now that's my life every day. There's routines I have every day. I'm doing, back when I was 21, I couldn't, I wouldn't be able to, get up, go through my whole like morning routine to take meds, like check off a thing on a calendar and like go for a run and then, you know, come back and stretch and then fucking, you know, wash dishes and like cook every day and then do the dishes every day like after I'm like fucking and you know, just upkeep, taking out trash. Like I wouldn't have been able to. I couldn't fathom having all those things on like a regular basis. It was all so much effort. But now that there is something else beyond like where I was, now that there's something beyond me that I'm just like in and trying to keep up with, that all just it happens. Like I just do it, and I realize that so much of my issue with depression is that, or was, mostly that I wasn't realizing, like, that was the hardest challenge those things were the hardest challenges I had to face. And what I needed was to, you know, seek something further so that all those things only became a step in the process, became baby steps in comparison. And then you realize, you know, how little energy it takes to get started on changing some of these things. And I think, you know, even if you're not at that point, even if you're at a point where, you know, you're still feeling bad and you're still not able to do too much, take care of yourself. Like legitimately, like mental health is a subset of physical health. Like just, we need to, because there's, it's not like I'm in an entirely different headspace than I was when I was 21. It's not like I'm a different person with different, like, with different, like, sets of drives. Like, I'm still, I found a Twitter account from, like, 10 years ago. And I was just, it was, like, it was so weird because, like, so much has changed, but, like, all my, like, I don't know, like, I'm the same fucking person, and, like, I'm just in a different, like, cycle, you know, my cycles are different, my routines are different, there's different subroutines that I'm running, there's different tools that I've picked up, and different machines that I've built, and I still feel like, you know, I'm the same sort of pilot running this meat machine. I just have read more of the instructions, like, I think there is something that is coming up in the future that is bigger than us. And I think all of these, you know, if you do have goals to, like, give back to your community, like, you really, like, you need to pick yourself up and do a couple of things in spite of, you know, them being difficult, because, like, the world gets easier when you aim higher. The things that are hard now get easier when you aim higher. Basically, that's what I've learned, and I think, you know, it's about agency building. You know, you can't make hard decisions, you can't make hard choices, you can't, like, put in extra energy if you don't have any. I want to make sure I have extra energy to do extra things to keep up with what I can. What's up? Okay, nothing involves me. Okay, cool. I was looking to see if I was gonna have to do something for that. It's 3:25. Let's get into tracking some background vocals for this. I did like a little bit and then I went off on a tangent again.
Mixtures of the land. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night.
Also, register to vote.
There isn't anything
Say that again.
to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. We never want to.
Okay, why is that really loud only in one ear? Oh, because it's both on one side. Stupid.
Cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. We never wanted all of this, but it's long
Another thing. I just want to say this because that person left. When I'm talking to people about, hey, you need to do more, and then you want to bring up that like you have done something, and start saying like, you know, I'm a don't make shit about you is what I'm just trying to say. There was someone that like the person that was in here earlier that started talking about anarchy. When I started saying like, you know, here's how this system works, here's the only people it would benefit. You saying that you're, you know, like disabled and whatever and that you do anarchist action anyway, like that's making it about you. And it's not about what you like have put in, it's about what do we need to do. Like, so don't that was just sort of bothering me. I just wanted to say that. If someone says like, hey, you should do more and you've already done something, you can rest assured that you've done something. But like you don't have to you don't have to get mad as if I didn't know. Or you don't have to get mad as if I should have known, because I didn't know. Like, I have 1 or 2 terms on my mental diagnoses list that would, you know, qualify me as disabled. I'm not gonna say, like, I'm fucking fully... I'm not gonna say that, you know, there's things that are, like, genuine impediments in my life. There's things that I have to work a bit harder to counteract that are harder for me. But, you know, I'm not, like, neurotypical. And I know that's what a lot of people use disabled for. But, like, I can recognize that even in my position, I'd be in a lot fucking worse position if we were in an anarchist society. No one would be looking out for me. And I would not wish that shit onto people in worse situations either.
Fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Is it right that other people's problems became your plight? Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight. Even though it isn't right.
Wait, what's this one?
Even though it isn't right, other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. That other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight.
Okay, I gotta do that.
Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight.
Wait, I need latency.
Even though it isn't right that that other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. Even there to make. Didn't help create. Okay. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make.
Messed up one time.
Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight. And even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. And even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make.
Let's do this really quick. And let's just record over this one more.
Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight. Tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. 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 Issues that you didn't help create.
Alright.
Didn't help create. Didn't help create. Messes you weren't even there to make. Messes you weren't even there to make. Messes you weren't even there to make.
Make.
Messes you weren't even there to make. Messes you weren't even there to make. Messes you weren't even there to make. Even there to make. Even there to make. Even there to make. Wanted all of this, but it's long since been here. Well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, you never wanted all of this.
Alright. Jared might be doing the lead on the final version, I'm not sure. I just want to get my backups in. Weird angle. Also, I never fixed my fucking... Okay. Let's put you in like that. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Alright, is there... Oh shit, yeah, there's like a thing with the chat. It keeps like not fucking reloading. What was the last thing I saw? Happy birthday, Sylvia. Also, thank you, Sylvia, for donating to the theater project. That helped a lot. It's getting us over overdraft fees. Or not overdraft fees, but like, you know, account fees. You need a certain minimum in your balance to avoid account fees, because banks are like that. But yeah. Sounds like the kind of song that would come up and shovel in my car. Oh my god. Dutch angle? Yeah. We're a Dutch family. we're making some inroads on a because the thing is, like, any plan that we have with this thing is pretty big right now. So we're making inroads on, you know, after the dumpster thing, after we get the lobby cleared out, what do we do immediately? And the first immediate thing that we want to do is a little green screen box in the theater that we're going to use for production space for our stuff, and hopefully for other people who need to use that. That's going to be the first thing we set up, just to get that place clear. Looking forward to that. Because the thing is, we just kind of need an environment where we can, like, have fucking use for it. And, like, this as a video production studio, the money we make here, a lot of it just gets put into the fucking theater thing for maintenance and building work and stuff. So the more stuff that we can do for the JBCS and my shit, the more money ends up, and, you know, the easier it becomes for us to push further through the frontier. So our next venture is maybe I can shoot a couple music videos in the space we fucking clear. If we get that much, if we get $500, I'm gonna start doing a donation drive because I have not, like, that's the thing, is, like, there's so much fucking shit that happens, and I understand why it's, you know, things have fallen to the wayside so often, because life just doesn't fucking stop, and this is a pretty big place, and there's always maintenance work to do. So pushing further is harder to do when you're still, like, doing the upkeep on your own stuff. But that's the next tangible goal. Gotta do homework. Go do that. Take care of that. Take care of your life obligations. Thanks for stopping by, Bex.
A lot of us existed, but I'm telling you, we are not beholden to. A lot of us existed, but I'm telling you, we are not beholden to. Obsolete and olden views, the tried and true ain't going anywhere. Well, it wouldn't still be there. Didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. We never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here. Well, before a lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there.
Wouldn't still be there!
Telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. Wouldn't still be there.
That's just for those last two lines. Octave up.
We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there.
There!
We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there.
What the fuck is up with my vowels today?
We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there.
I'll settle. got 9 minutes left on my break. How y'all doing? Pretty good. I've been ranting about trying to save the planet while working on a song about saving the planet while checking up on progress of a bug game about starting life on a planet. And pissed off an anarchist earlier. That's all you missed. My hair's terrible. It's all fucked up today. God. Okay.
You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize. You've been here long enough to know, to the
I kind of want...
You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes.
That said, let's not don't be like fuck that anarchist, because they were at the goddamn pipeline camp. We cannot talk shit about them. Alright? Like, I can talk shit about their ideology. I'm not about to say fuck that anarchist. I'm not about to say fuck you to someone who like went out to fucking protest at a pipeline camp. That's still I still got respect for that. They did also list some things that are helpful for, like, you know, helping communities. I just pissed them off because they were an anarchist and then they left. That's it. We can be civil.
You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play.
Okay, that's what I gotta double. That one. Found it. I found the serpent.
You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave, we still
Wait, what did I do?
can't take through the grave.
Can't take to the grave. That was it.
While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. While we don't have many things we can't take through the grave,
Can't take to the grave. I can't fucking quarter tone in a punk song.
while we don't have many things we
took off my jacket, but it's cold. It's cold again. This song good. Thank you. Gotta go to work. It's been great. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you could stop by.
While we don't have many things we can't take to the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take to the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's
See you around, Haley. I love you.
You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take to the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take to the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take to the grave, even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight, and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here, well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here, well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not
Hey, dude. It's been a while.
You watch the world turn to ash since the day that you were born. You kept the cinders in your hands to keep them warm. There ain't no settling for people made of sand. We ain't settlers, we're fixtures of the land. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight, and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. You never wanted all of this, but it's long.
Oh, that's the one I'm missing. You never wanted all of this. Yeah.
Even there to make. You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here, well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you,
Ooh, should I do that? I'm gonna do that.
Even there to make. You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here. Well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there.
I didn't do what I said I was gonna do.
Tried and true ain't going anywhere. Going anywhere. Golden views. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. Golden views. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there.
See how that weird chord is.
You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here. Well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't.
Nah.
Wouldn't still be there. Tried and true ain't going anywhere. Tried and true ain't going anywhere. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be. Tried and true ain't going anywhere.
That's it. That's what I want.
Golden to obsolete and olden views. Tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there.
It's cool, Cosmo. You don't have to. Things have been moving. Make harmonizing like takes about a half an hour to make it not sound like that. I don't know. I think like there's that harmonic series thing, right? Where like chords are just sort of built of like you can build chords one of two ways. Jacob Collier goes into like the whole like circle of fifths, circle of fourths thing being like darkness and lightness. That comes from a principle, and let's case.dog/hs/hs.png. It's time. No, that's not what I want. No. Here we go. Here it is. So, at the end of Crow's Eye, there's a instrumental track that goes over this. This is a really big fucking image. It's gonna take a little bit. The main thing is that there's an overtone series and an undertone series. In the undertone series, it's each one of these reversed based on their intervals. So if you take the intervals that are listed here and like flip them, it's the opposite. So any wave, you start off with say 100 hertz. It's I don't know if it's that 100 hertz. I don't have perfect pitch, but when you start with and then you double that, you get right? That's an octave. And then when you multiply it by 3, you get that that is a fifth. So this second octave containing that fifth, that's really important because there is another fifth to the top. You know, I'm sorry, I'm a little shaky. That is a fourth. So the undertone series, instead of it's I use that shit. And when you build chords that way, there's something below minor and major. There's these dominant kind of ways to go, and to me, there's more major and more brightness to you know. And you can either, so with harmony, you can either build chords off of wanting to sound really bright, and fit with the tone, depending on where it also depends on where the melody is. If the melody is droning on a fifth, you want to start building chords off of the, you know, and also the, second and, sixth. But if you're in like a root space, you want to start building chords off of, you know, you know, overtones. So the way that I think of harmonies is something is either going to be a fifth or a fourth, or it's going to be hovering around like basically like this, right? Like usually leads are around here or around here, or they hover, you know? And you want to find the center of that sort of melody, right? Usually I do a lot of like single note background kind of stuff. So it's pretty easy to find like, okay, this is going to be an interval below there. So then you hover basically around the intervals that you know. There's really only 3 or 4 rolls before you start having to push out an octave to make stuff sound good. You cannot play a 13 chord in 1 octave. You can play a 13 chord. You cannot play a 13 chord in 1 octave. You don't do it. So you can harmonize a 13 chord. You cannot harmonize a 13 chord in 1 octave. So you have to think about where you're at in the scale and just what roles you need the harmonies to play. And if you know the scale that you're working with, it sort of, the harmonics are sort of pockets, and you can sort of drift your way between selecting notes. But yeah. So, you know, just keep the roles of these things in mind, basically. You know, your third is gonna, if you have a third harmony, it's gonna revolve around that you know, root second and up to the fourth. If you have a harmony around the fifth, it's gonna be dancing around the sixth and the fourth a lot, probably, you know, the seventh up to the octave and the ninth even. Like but you know, like you just got to keep in mind what the roles and the general, you know, oomph to the sound is. So, you know, there's usually 3 harmonies that I look for, and sometimes I'll merge 2 of them into 1 just to give it dynamics. Sometimes I'll you know, only go with 1 or 2 because that's what it needs. But usually, you know, when I'm doing harmonies, I'm just looking for those 3, you know. And then more beyond that, you know, you got to stretch. If you want to hear like the same fucking like manic like mental kind of harmonic series process that's like dug into consciousness, if you want to hear someone who has better tools with using it and explaining it, go look up some interviews with Jacob Collier. I think June Lee is the name of the person who puts a lot of those up that like has harmonizations like with him. But Jacob Collier's music is fantastic. He knows the harmonic. He doesn't care about, he has, like, I used to, like, one of the things when I learned about the harmonic series and like her mode tuning and like, you know, harmonic sevenths as opposed to like the barbershop chord. That is not in equal temperament. It's between the major sixth and minor seventh. It's over 30 cents. It's a sharp sixth, really. more than a minor seventh is. So like that kind of thing of knowing that equal temperament, like purer intervals, are outside of equal temperament. I thought when I was a kid, like, oh shit, someone's gonna come along and have perfect pitch and understand this shit, and then they're gonna do some crazy shit. Jacob Collier, go listen to all of Jacob Collier's shit. He's incredible. Answer to my musical prayers, goddammit. I could have just selected all these. I didn't. All right. We don't have the shit recorder for the bridge, but I'm just gonna make sure I have the shit recorder for the end.
Tried and true was going anywhere. you wouldn't still be there.
Ah, I fucked it up.
We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere. If the tried and true was going anywhere, you wouldn't still be there. You wouldn't still be there. You wouldn't still be there. Leading olden views, the tried and true ain't going anywhere. Where?
Yeah, let's do that.
We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere. If the tried and true was going anywhere, you wouldn't still be there. You wouldn't still be there. We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere. If the tried and true was going anywhere, you wouldn't still be there. We are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere. If the tried and true was going anywhere, well, you wouldn't still be there. Obsolete and olden views, the tried and true ain't going anywhere. If the tried and true was going anywhere, well, you wouldn't still be there. You watched the world turn to ash since the day that you were born. You kept the cinders in your hands to keep them warm. There ain't no settling when people made us sad. We ain't settlers, we're fixtures of the land. And even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, tasked with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make.
Jared actually recorded all this.
You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here. Well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. The tried and true ain't going anywhere, or you wouldn't still be there. You've been here long enough to know, to the victor goes the prize, to the stealer goes the gold. That's no surprise. While we don't have many things we can't take to the grave, we still value things like fair and honest play. Can't take to the grave. Lies. While we don't have many things we can't take to the grave,
Okay.
While we don't have many things, while we don't have many things, we can't take to the grave. We can't take. While we don't have many things, we can't take to the grave. We still. While we don't have many things, we can't take to the grave. While we don't have many things, we can't take to the grave. We still. While we don't have many things, we can't take to the grave. We still. While we don't have many things, we can't take to the grave. We still value things like fair and honest play. Even though it isn't right that other people's problems became your plight, task with fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here. Well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not beholden to fixing issues that you didn't help create. Even though it keeps you up at night, there isn't anything to do but stay and fight and keep on cleaning messes you weren't even there to make. You never wanted all of this, but it's long since been here. Well before the lot of us existed. I'm telling you, we are not beholden to obsolete and olden views. Try and true ain't going anywhere, and you wouldn't still be there.
No. Okay.
You wouldn't still be there. Obsolete and old in use. Tried and true ain't going anywhere. Tried and true ain't going anywhere. But you wouldn't still be there. You wouldn't still be there.
I don't like the reverb. I don't know. It's not chroma reverb. Strange. It was very strange. Concert hall. Let's try that. Yeah. So this song was actually written by my friend Jared, Rover Red, who I'm rolling over my usual stream time. I'm waiting to hear back from them two about the Ludum Dare thing, but in the meantime, since I did a little bit of work on this, let's go through some of the other recent stuff that I've done. Let's pull this up over here. All right. So, Jared and I have been working on an EP. This is essentially going to be High M Case 4. We decided that we're just going to make this the fourth High M Case. Like, it's going to be an EP. It could be a full album. It's probably going to be 7 or 8 songs. Let's see. But let's. Anyone interested in checking out some of the other songs that Jared and I have written? They're all Patreon exclusive right now, so. Here's the most recent one. It's called Weed Joke. Oh fuck, where's the sound? Not here. Hang on. There we go.
Another day, another pain. Aches move from my bones to my brain. Let stress follow me to my bed. Deep set restlessness. Said I'm done, I'm through with roughing it. What to do when new meds ain't cutting it? They said to rearrange my ways, but I gotta work hard, so I take hard breaks. I got my peace of mind. I get to sleep alright. I don't need nothing I ain't already smoked. I'm feeling the vapors. You burn and break the paper. Return and leave for later. It's been there since I woke. There's something off about the way I operate. I've had enough of how they say to medicate. But I got magic in my body chemistry. I got my herbal remedies.
Hell yeah. These are all, yeah, should mention again, these are all on Patreon. And you can find that. Oh wait, where is it? Where's my overlays? Oh yeah, it's up in the corner.
I'm upright and breathing. Sometimes it's more like I'm uptight and heaving. All night up from the fright for real. All hyped up trying to fight the feeling. I'm awoken, the hope I'm open to. Figured out how to cope, how I wanna convoke folks to invoke a joke or two. It's dope, evoke smoke in the pranam. I got my peace of mind. I get to sleep alright. I don't need nothing I ain't already
Chat stuff.
smoked. I'm feeling the vapors. You burn and breathe through paper. Return and leave for later. It's been there since I woke. There's something off about the way I operate. I've had enough of how they say to medicate. But I got magic in my body chemistry.
Yeah,
I got my herbal remedy.
someone just catching it's actually a weed joke. Yeah.
I get through my day by day with herbal remedy.
This has been floating around for years. Except this banjo solo, I wrote this in 3 days. I should say that, you know, my friend Jared, he's had some, you know, issues with the medical system, prescriptions for certain things, and issues that he's had.
Until you go again.
And he was straight edge for a while.
You're not chasing the dragon of long awoken.
Got into some CBD.
Faces, you got your ticket price.
Didn't tick for like 3 weeks, he said.
Yeah,
It was mellow, functional.
I get to sleep alright.
I used to be addicted to painkillers. I don't do those anymore. We want to do a video doing like the This Is Your Brain on Drug commercials, but with stats about CBD and anecdotes from people saying what shit fucking CBD helps with. 2, 1. Nice.
This is the seventh
shit.
octave of the harmonic series.
Is this 2? So, weed is actually pretty bad for anxiety. In my personal experience and gathered anecdotal personal experience, if you're pretty anxious, if you're like the anxious that's like, oh, there's different like strains that are different, good for different things, but like long-term habit, it's not that good for anxiety. CBD, like hemp, however, which is what that just was that I threw away. That's more for, that was a plain Jane. You can get plain Janes. They're not the best. Careful with them. That is way better for anxiety. I was like on 1 or 2 hits, off that the other day. Here's one of Jared's. And I was feeling like really like the monkey in my brain shut up. I could just kind of focus. There's definitely a sweet spot. There's totally a sweet spot where you can like, barely get anything, and then there's a little bit of a sweet spot where it's sort of a stimulant also, like CBD. This is hemp, by the way. But I like, yeah, in my experience, stuff that is higher in CBD is it's really good for the short term in anxiety. For the long term in anxiety, you want to just be, managing your habits and shit better. But for the short term, for like getting shit done, for like clearing out, some head clutter, it's pretty good for that. I recommend if things are seriously impeding your life, maybe go to a doctor about it. Maybe talk to a mental health professional. I think honestly, the way that I see things about like chemical imbalances and shit is like, mental health is like a part of physical health. I mentioned that earlier, but it's like, it's really like, you'd be surprised how much physical health regimen can actually help with mental health. It's really, you don't make the connection until you realize like, that you are a machine and all your thoughts and feelings are just results of like the physical sensations in your body. But that's all, it's all modifiable. Even if you are preconditioned to be a certain way or another way, like there's, we're each one of us is a palette. Each one of us is a spectrum, and we can, sort of choose our actions to drift into different parts of that spectrum. DNA, does a lot of stuff. CBT, the humor stuff. CBD. Someone I know said that microdosing on CBD increasing brain function. He does it for months straight. Or increases brain function. I mean, like, increase brain function is a very vague term. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in the brain. There's a lot of different kinds of neurotransmitters. There's a lot of ways that hormones affect the brain. There's a lot of hormones that the brain produces that carry out to the rest of the body and affect energy. There's something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. When you exercise, there's a thing, when we were like humans just running around hunting and shit, and you started doing something repetitive that was difficult, but it was like, but you had to keep doing it, chances are that your body would realize, oh, this is something that I'm needing to do. So I need to do more of this. So I need to tell my nervous system and the rest of my muscles that doing this is good. So when you do intense workouts, especially regularly, the more like you'll start, like it'll start to be more on a schedule if you do stuff regularly. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor is a hormone that your brain produces that lowers inflammation, I believe, and counteracts the bone hurt juice. In case you don't know, your bones excrete anxiety. Excrete fight or flight response chemicals that are more tied to anxiety than like endorphins or the adrenal glands rather. Stuff I'm doing is helping right now. I notice the difference. Yeah, people say, you know how people only use 5% of the brain or some shit? He says it makes you use 10 to 20% instead. No, that's wrong. You only use 5% of your brain at any given time. Okay? Like your brain's got a frame rate, right? And it's like just like a computer. Like it's not firing all fucking cylinders all the goddamn time. There's a whole lot of energy swirling through your body. A lot of that gets spent on idle cycles because there's, survival going on, we use different parts of our brain depending on what kinds of activities we're engaged in. And also there's a whole lot of memories, different tools, different skill sets, and different, things that are up there that we are not accessing at any given time. If you are the way to access more of your brain is to be one of those like traveling musicians with the fucking like 2 drums and the cymbal on the thing and while playing guitar with like a flute and a harmonica and shit. Be one of those people. I know one of those people. That's how you use more than 10% of your brain. Be doing all that shit. And eventually, it's not even going to be you're using that much of your brain because that'll just be all one muscle memory, one process. And then you'll only be using 1% of your brain again. I don't fucking know. That's statistics bullshit. That's what I'm saying. But, yeah. I will say that, the ability to, fall back into those slumps and to go back into some of the habits that I used to have are still there. Every once in a while, I'll still, I'm not bedridden for days at a time anymore. That's not a thing, unless I'm sick. I was sick like 2 days one time. I stayed in bed, but like, if I'm, not like literally under attack from a infection of some kind, I'm pretty functional, and that was not the case. That was absolutely not the case like 3 or 4 years ago. And honestly, no matter and people look at me now, and there's people that don't think that was ever a thing. People don't think that I've struggled with shit because I'm able to sort of just keep fucking going. But I will say that 90%, 80 to 90% of the functionality that I recovered from my mental illness, 90% of the work, most of it, almost all of the work was exercise, getting more sunlight, eating better, drinking water, and keeping up on my routines. I went from weeks at a time being in bed. The only thing that was fucking like pleasurable to me was rolling over in bed or joining a Discord call and talking without leaving my room for like hours. I went from that to I have way too many fucking things to do. I'm still trying to find anxiety, but that's a different problem. I have different problems now. And I will say, absolutely, and I've seen this with fucking my other neighbors and roommates and shit too, and they all say it. You can get your life back if you take care of your physical health. Because coping mechanisms, like if you make a coping mechanism something that is actually something that gives you more momentum and willpower, that doesn't become a coping mechanism. It becomes productive, and that's just sort of how I had to put my mind in gear. And it's not like you should be trying to do anything to like work harder at your job or make more money. No, it's just like, do you want to fucking live? Like, do you want to like experience things? I would get up before sunrise and go running every morning, and let me fucking tell you, seeing the waves crash against the sunrise peeking over a horizon, like you can see paintings of that shit. But seeing that every day is like like that. There's these little things about life that are here for us, and we just ignore them. And there's these things that your body can do, like brain-derived neurotrophic factor. You know, and serotonin and melatonin, for instance, are made from the same ingredients in your body, right? So if you need a bunch of melatonin and your body is telling you to get to sleep, and you don't, it's going to keep making more of that shit, and it's going to use up all those ingredients. So when you wake up and the sunlight hits and your brain is supposed to be like, hey, let's make serotonin, your body is going to be like, with what? So, sleep. Fix your circadian rhythms. Also, a lot of serotonin and melatonin is made by bacteria in your gut biome. This is something that scientists have found out more recently. And so, nurturing your microbiome, doing stuff with like probiotics, and not feeding yeasts that change like the chemical imbalance of the biome in your gut, actually will promote the production of serotonin and melatonin, meaning that your mood and your circadian rhythm will balance itself out if you eat better. Like eating more fiber and eating more, like, you know, fruits. Yeah. So, you know, do not think that you are static, locked in one situation. That is a myth. Not everyone can be, you know, a billionaire marathon runner. You know, like you're not gonna be perfect. No one's gonna be perfect. But if you're in a bad situation, it's always good to think about what you could do to make your life better for you. Like, it's your own experience. Why would you cheat yourself out of it by saying you could never get any better? I have ways. But yeah. Also, it's really hard to do all this shit in a capitalist society. I kind of want to write a little ebook, less of a self-help book and more of like a here's how to survive without playing capitalism's bullshit, like, or, you know, being under the grid, being as you know, being with it, being in society, but not losing yourself to it so much, because there's like little things you can do, to like take care of yourself in such a way that you don't need half the shit that people are trying to sell you. So, but yeah, take care of yourself in little ways. Yeah, no, that's honestly it. Like, and more of that builds up, and like we're all patterns. That's all human. That's all humans are. Let's check out Jared's song, and I'm gonna get going soon. I gotta see if they're done for Ludum Dare.
People huddled in the shuttle cause they can't afford to board the train. I've seen enough city lights and crazy sights to last me the rest of my life. I know how to make things right. I know exactly what I need. I just need a place to rest my head and a chord to build a song around. I need a place to rest my head, and we're all good. I'm living for fun. I sing to the sun. I take it day by day until my decades are done. I just need a place to rest my head. Wolves speak morning, evenings, more in keeping with the people that you meet around here. More reason for believing if you leave, you'll see the perfect picture crystal clear. I've seen enough city lights and crazy sights to last me a lifetime. I know how to make things right. I know exactly what I need. I just need a place to rest my head and a chord to build a song around. I need a place to rest my head, and we're all good. I'm living for fun. I sing to the sun. I take it day by day until my decades are done. I just need a place to rest my head. are done. I just need a place to rest my head. I just need a place to rest my head.
One more.
Trying to talk to you. I don't know what I gotta offer you. I know we both speak the same damn language, but your whole crew's got some rules to lose. You got some antic dilemmas with whatever. No, we ain't seeing eye to eye. Why try to fight systemics for the better when you can't even get shit right? So if you can't get over or around it, sometimes you got to barge right through. Words don't mean the same when I'm talking to you. I don't know what to live, what you've been through. I don't know what you've read or what you've seen. You don't even really mean what you're saying when you're saying what you really mean. Those ways in your head you've been fed to conform to, a screenplay you've been sent to perform to. And nowadays it's a shame, nothing's sane, just complaints all the same till they bore you. So if you can't get over or around it, sometimes you got to barge right through. Words don't mean the same when I'm talking to you. Said if you can't get over or around it, sometimes you got to barge right through.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, cutting sugar is, oh my god. That's one of those things where, like, you know, 1 or 2 days you start being like, I don't know, it just feels kind of, but like the third day you haven't had that much sugar, it's like, whoa, this is just a way I can exist? Like, this was here the whole time? Like, that's how it feels every time I fucking cut carbs or sugar for like 3 or 4 days. And that's the thing, is like sometimes it's like you just don't know this shit's available until like you have the experience with it. It's, you know. My mom lost 150 pounds when she stopped soda. Yeah, I don't know what it is about reality, but sugar must have been better at some point, because it's just not, well, that's the thing, is like sugar's booze, right? Sugar's just like gateway booze. All of the stuff in your gut, like your yeasts making stuff, this is probably kind of a debunked theory, but it's an analog to it. But you can think about, you know, you throw yeast in sugary waters to make alcohol, okay? So what about all this bacteria in your gut? Right? What happens if you keep feeding it sugar? What's it gonna make? Alcohol. Constantly, you know, drip feeding damage on your body and like slowing you down. When you're processing alcohol, your body stops like processing other things, right? So if you have stuff that's fermenting in your goddamn body, even when you don't want it to, like, you can't control that input. You can't control how much is being, it's a cycle that's within you now, and you have to like break it. It's science is weird. But yeah. Over the summer, I just randomly stopped eating candy. There was a year where I just kind of made that decision arbitrarily, and then stuck to it for years. I also made the decision to stop eating red meat, and I avoid it, but I'm not like super. If like I'm one of those people that like if held at gunpoint, I'd do it. If at an event and the only thing there is beef, I guess it's beef. I guess it's a beef day. Like that's just kind of how it is. But there's things that like I'm trying to get back on my like no candy thing. But it's gonna be Halloween, and I'm doing sober October, and part of sober October for me is no sugar. So on New Year's, I'm gonna get me some gonna get me some fucking cheap Halloween candy the day after Halloween. God damn it. Okay. People don't like thinking of the organisms or gut. I know it's gross, but honestly, sometimes you crave things that are unhealthy. Don't think of it so much as like mold and bacteria and all that. That's not what you should be thinking about. Think of it like see if I can find it. There's a gif of like a forest. Tools. Show me. And now I can't find it. But think of it more like, like every one of your intestinal walls has this kind of thing going on. There's a variety of different patches of different organisms, and they're all, let's pull this up. Oh no, oh fuck! Oh, I can't even look up examples of a forest without being reminded that the environment is being fucking destroyed. I think this is what I was looking for, though. People don't like, yeah. I can't even, like, finish a donut. Oh. I envy you. I force myself to finish a donut. And I feel so bad all the time. There we go. Yeah. Think of your microbiome more like this. Just very tiny. If you're throwing herbicides, pesticides, chemicals, if you're throwing acid rain, let's say, on these trees, let's go with that. Let's go with acid rain. If you're throwing acid rain on these trees, you can expect this to not look so bright and vibrant. Right? Is it? What's a video? Yeah, there we go. I want to see the detail in these trees. Show me HD. HD. Yeah, that's another thing is you also got to eat stuff that isn't exactly for you, but is for the bugs that you eat. Like the thing, like bread. The original point of bread was that we would have wheat, right? And that would become a petri dish for bacteria that were beneficial to us. And we would cultivate that. We'd wait for it to break down the gluten so it would get all stretchy and shit. And then we would bake it. So we would kill the bugs. So the bugs would eat the wheat, right? And then they would process the wheat. And then we would bake all of that, right? And then it kills the bugs, and then we eat the bugs. And the leftover processed wheat. So we don't have to process the fucking gluten and all the wheat and all the fucking, bits of that we don't think about and that we don't test for. Nowadays, we have freeze-dried yeast, and we just kind of chuck that in, and we don't cultivate the bugs that are good for us. We just have this mechanical, like, I make bubbles, and, like, that's all. But, we don't like the point is that you need to have stuff that's good for the bugs. Like polyphenols are good for the bugs. Fiber is good for the bugs. Celery isn't digested by you as much as it is digested by, bugs in your gut that can ferment in it. But yeah. All of that stuff, even though if you feed these things, if you feed these trees here with you know, like organic like mulch, and you rain on them with clear water instead of like sugar covered acid, um they'll keep vibrant. And that's really what you gotta that's really just how you gotta think about it, is like you're not just like in you gotta start making sense of this. But yeah. And by making sense of it, I mean you don't have to make sense of it. You already have the sense. You just have to act accordingly. But like yeah. That's I just wanna see. How's the Lindar thing going? Oh, the Ludum Dare game is like almost done. Give me 1 second. I might not cut stream. I might keep going. Hang on. Game. The game is called NSFB, not safe for bugs. Oh man. I kind of want to play this on stream. I don't have much else to do right now, but I was just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna sign out. Fuck. Stop. Man. Let's see. Ludum Dare 45. October 7th. To Monday, October 7th? No. Really? Inspire me to go make a smoothie. Hell yeah! Smoothies are good for you. You gonna skedaddle? Thanks for good chats. I wanna play this game. I don't know how far they are away. All the games are flooding in. Ah, shit. Also, oh shit, happy birthday, I missed that. See you around. Okay. We technically have till tomorrow. Oh boy. Well, I think I'm gonna cut stream, because they're taking a bit time to publish the stuff. So I will tweet out, and you guys, if you're free, well, it's gonna be like a little like fucking Unity thing. It's gonna take like probably 5 minutes to play. It's a Ludum Dare thing, so. But I'll tweet out about that, and you can hear those tracks and other sounds that I did in action. But for today, thanks for coming to the stream. This has been fun. Got some shit done. I will talk to you guys soon. See you around. Have a good day. Have a good week. Honestly, good luck out there. Keep climbing, and as always, do not ever look down. Unless someone needs help getting up. See you